Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am doing a recap of Belle Collective. This is their first season, and I'm going to be recapping episode 4 called Bad Brunch Behavior. And the brunch definitely went left. So keep watching for my recap. Thank you. Okay, so first up we have Tamara, and Tamara is very career driven, very career goal oriented. Right now, she's all about her career. So she actually sat down with a mentor of hers, and I know I said I wasn't sure about the whole timeline of Belle Collective, but I did see that when she sat down with her mentor, some of the staff were actually wearing masks. So this might have been like right at the beginning of 2020 that this show happened, because I didn't see any people with masks. It really was just like the restaurant servers and staff that had masks on. But sidebar, back to what I was talking about. Tambra is talking with her mentor, and her mentor kind of mentioned the fact that if she wants to be this, all encompassing star and do multiple things, not just radio, but television and movies and whatever else she wants to do, that Jackson might not be the place for her. As you know, there are certain cities that are very, that cater to like a certain career, and I'm thinking of like New York and LA. Maybe like Georgia is kind of coming up, but they kind of cater to those people that want to do entertainment, so to speak. So she is toying with the fact that she may have to end up moving out of Jackson in order to get where she wants to go. And her friend also, or mentor, also mentioned the fact that she didn't have kids, and it kind of made Tamra take a step back and kind of look at it and say, am I going to regret not having kids one day? I think her friend really made her stop and think, like, I really have to think long and hard about, if I do want kids, when and where are they going to fit into this? If I have a plan of, wanting to advance my career, but I do also want children, when and where are kids going to fit into this? And if I do still want kids, how am I going to make that happen? I think it just opened her eyes that she has to sort of plan, figure out what she wants type of situation, which isn't bad. And then later on, she had a date with her ex-boyfriend who she was seeing for 16 years, and she looked absolutely beautiful. She showed up and showed out is what I wrote, and their date looked so cute. It seemed like they didn't really keep in touch because, and I'm not sure the timeline of when they actually broke up, but it seemed like they were getting to know each other again. So it seemed like a nice date, and at the end they did say that they wanted to see each other again. So I don't know if we'll see more of him in the season, but their date looked really nice. And also, Tamra was actually the one that planned the brunch, and I just wanted to say that the brunch looked absolutely beautiful, like the setting and the table setting and things like that. She did a wonderful job of setting up that brunch. It looked really nice. Okay, so next up we have Marie, and in this episode we get a glimpse, a look. I can't find my words. We see her and her son actually sitting down with a counselor to kind of talk it out, because if you remember at the end of the previous episode, her son agreed to go to counseling, and Marie actually reveals that Marie reveals that she feels taken for granted by Jerez, and she's literally taking care of anyone. Like she previously mentioned, she takes care of her 4 kids, Jerez's 3 kids, and the mothers of his children. And those babies are like all around the same age. I think they're probably around 1-ish or close to it. that's a lot of people to be taking care of. And I think from the outside looking in, we would understand why she would feel taken for granted. And then later in the episode, Marie comes for Antoinette's outfit at the brunch, and I just have to laugh because I thought Antoinette looked cute. She was in like a white dress with gloves and a fascinator, and Marie said that it looked like Antoinette was going to a funeral, and I just thought, I'm gonna say, I just thought you're one to say something, Marie. Like, your outfit is interesting yourself, but what am I gonna say? You know my famous phrase, to each their own, right? I mean, to each their own. So next up we have Leticia, and as you know, she is trying to get Fair Street up and running. And last episode, her and Tamara met with the councilman. In this episode, she actually met with a contractor and an appraiser. And she was interested in a two-story building on Fair Street, and they quickly dashed her dreams because they told her that the building was actually not for sale. What would have to happen is, I guess, I don't understand this. She would have to spend money to buy the building, I guess, or lease it, renovate the building, and she wouldn't be able to buy it outright. Let me rewind. Basically, when she showed them the building that she wanted, which was a two-story building, they said that she actually couldn't buy it. She could only lease it. And after leasing, then they could talk about potentially buying it later. She wants to open like a brunch cafe down below, and then at the top have like a headquarters for her brunch. Sorry if that's loud. Have a headquarters for her brunch organization. She said she wants to be able to allow people to meet at her organization and kind of have the events that she's talking about, but have like a space for it type of situation. But she met with the contractor and the appraiser, and they said it was like 900,000 to 1.5 million it would cost to like get this building up and running to where it would be operational. And so it's about 2 million just to purchase the building and renovate the building, like all that 2 million. And I kind of get it. They said it was a historic building, so it anytime you have like a historic building, it's going to have certain things that you can and cannot do. So I'm sure there's certain rules that you have to follow and whatever else goes into contracting that I can't think of right now. But it's definitely going to be like sort of an uphill battle, so to speak. It's not just a regular building. There are a whole nother set of hoops that she's going to have to jump through. Yeah. Okay, so also in this episode, excuse me, Betcher. Okay, also in this episode, Leticia and Antoinette actually met, and they went to the Civil Rights Museum, and this was kind of like a, I don't know, precursor, like a, I don't know what to call it, like a heads up, this is going to be coming back later on. But I believe it was Antoinette, when they went through the museum, she said their struggle is different. Let me read it correctly. Antoinette said their struggle is different to our struggle, but when will the struggle end? Excuse me. And I thought that was so poignant because racism has been going on in this country for years and years, and people are still struggling. People are still experiencing it. And some of the things in that museum was going back to like the 1950s and even before that, to when slavery first began. And it's like people are still dealing with this today. When will the struggle end? And I'm just gonna go right into the brunch. because, like I said, the brunch was beautiful and it started out great, and the councilman was there, and um, Antoinette brought her friend Kaylon, I believe is her name, um, and the women started to share their experiences. If you don't know about Leticia's brunches, there are brunches for specifically for African American women entrepreneurs, and they can come and kind of network. And one thing that they kind of got to was the fact that it's hard to be a woman and an entrepreneur, and then being a Black woman entrepreneur is like a whole nother level. And the women were sharing their experiences of being Black women entrepreneurs, especially in Jackson. And Kaylon ended up, I guess, being upset about what was said, and she got up and walked out. Antoinette followed after her, and Kaylon kind of turned it into, this is how I feel. The women were sharing their struggles, and I feel like Kaylon leaving just made it all about her. I mean, it wasn't just Antoinette that followed her, it was Antoinette, Leticia, um, shoot, I forgot her name, but she is Latrice's PR person, I believe. She followed after her, and she was saying, my family isn't like that. White people aren't racist or something to that. I think she was trying to make it seem like, oh, my family doesn't do that. And they were kind of coddling her in a way to say, oh, no, we didn't mean for it to make it sound like it was about you. And I kind of wished that they wouldn't have coddled her pretty much. I wish that they would have said, like, hey, I understand that you're upset, but this is not about you. We are sharing our own personal struggles of what we endure day in, day out. You know, we need to share this, and we just need you to sit there and listen. And I really wished that they wouldn't have coddled her. That's my only wish. They should have said it to her straight. This isn't about you. Dry your tears. Either come in and sit down and be quiet, or and be supportive, or not. Like, this has nothing to do with you. No one mentioned that Kaylon is racist. No one mentioned Kaylon's family is racist, but yet for her to internalize that and be like, oh, they're talking about me? I didn't understand that. Eventually, she went back, and Antoinette tried to take a moment to like explain why she had left, and Kaylon kind of said, oh, my family's from Jackson, whatever her lineage is in Jackson. And Marie stopped her, and Marie was basically like, sorry, but this is not your event. We're not gonna take time out of, you know, um, Leticia's announcement to now explain everything to you, which I get. I think I liked Marie's wording. I just didn't like her approach. I like that she was like, wait, stop. This is not the time for this. Maybe we can address this later, but we want to stay on topic in the fact that this is about Leticia's day. She wants to present what she's been working on, type of situation. I think the way Marie delivered it was just not right. And then, if you've seen the episode, you saw what happened. They had words back and forth, and then Kaylon said, come here, to Marie. And Marie, like, 0 to 100. She was at a 50, and then she hit the 100, where she was like, excuse me, who are you talking to? And Marie basically said, we're not back in the 1900s. Like, you're not my slave master, type of situation. And like I said, it just went left. And I mean, I didn't like what Kaylon said either. And once again, I really wish that someone would have been like, be quiet, that's not right. I mean, Antoinette, that was her friend. Why didn't she say, like, stop it? I just really wish that had happened. And Marie kind of ended out the episode, summarized kind of perfectly, where she said, two wrongs don't make a right. So essentially she was saying, you know, what Kaylon is doing isn't right, what Marie is doing isn't right, and two wrongs don't make a right. That was like the perfect way to end the episode, because it really, I don't know. I didn't like it either. I think it was just like bad on top of bad, just added together. So next episode we're gonna kind of see after. It's still gonna be the brunch pretty much, but we're gonna see kind of the dealings after that. So yeah, stay tuned.